never believed in coincidence, but he believed in necessity. At 19 years old, he had learned early that poverty does not knock on doors. It settles in. When the first message arrived in his inbox, it looked like any other vague job offer. A large financial reward, fully funded travel, a short stay on a private island, with minimal details. There was only one condition: confidentiality. He reread the message several times. He did not understand the nature of the work, but he understood the number. The number was enough to change many things. When he tried to ask questions, the reply came within minutes, as if the sender had been waiting. You will understand everything when you arrive. We choose carefully. At the airport, no one asked him anything. His passport was stamped with unsettling ease. The private plane was small, unmarked, and staffed by attendants who barely spoke. During the flight, he noticed his phone slowly losing signal until it went completely dead. He did not panic. Private island, he told himself. That's normal. When the island appeared beneath the clouds, a sudden tightness seized his chest. It was not beautiful in the usual sense. It was too perfect. Everything was in place, no disorder, no randomness, as if it had been designed rather than inhabited. At the dock, the man was waiting for him. Tall, calm, impeccably dressed, elegant to the point of coldness. He extended his hand and smiled with precision. Welcome, Adam. I am the one who owns this place. He did not give his name, nor did he offer a title. From that moment on, Adam felt as if something had quietly closed behind him. Slowly, without a sound. Nothing remarkable happened on the first day. Adam walked around the island, saw vast gardens, white buildings, people of different ages, all of them smiling the same way. It was not a smile of warmth, but a smile of agreement, as if they all shared a knowledge he did not. No one asked him why he was there. No one explained what was expected of him. Everything existed in a state of waiting. That evening, he was invited to a communal dinner. Everyone sat around a long table with no assigned seats. No one spoke until the billionaire entered. When he sat, they ate. When he stopped, they stopped. No command was ever spoken, yet the order was absolute. The man said calmly, "We do not believe in rules. Rules imply force. Here, everything is a choice." The sentence was repeated often. Each time, it seemed to lose more of its meaning. In his room, Adam noticed the windows did not open fully. There were too many mirrors, more than necessary. Lying in bed, sleep refused to come. Not out of fear, but in forced alertness, as if his mind refused to relax. Just before dawn, he heard a faint sound in the hallway. Footsteps stopped at his door. There was no knock, no opening, only stillness, then retreat. In the morning, a small note lay on the table. Attention is the first form of belonging. He did not understand it, but he could not throw it away. The rituals began on the third night. No one called them rituals, but Adam could find no other word. They gathered in a circular hall, bare of decoration, free of symbols. Only dim light and synchronized breathing. Nothing was demanded of Adam, only that he stand. They began chanting phrases about freedom, about lightness of the soul, about letting go of names, about the burden of memory. The words were gentle, yet they pressed inward. Adam noticed that no one looked at each other. All eyes were fixed on an invisible point at the center, as if waiting for an unspoken permission. After the gathering, the billionaire approached him. His voice was low. "You are resisting, and that is natural. Intelligent people suffer longer." It was not a threat. It was a diagnosis. That was what made it terrifying. In the days that followed, questions crept into Adam's mind. Why don't I feel anger? Why does escape seem exhausting? Is fear a reaction or a choice? He noticed that those who had lived on the island longer were losing small habits. They no longer asked about time, no longer mentioned the past, no longer objected. They were frighteningly light. Staring into the mirror, Adam studied his own eyes. He was afraid of becoming accustomed to this place. The fear of adaptation was worse than the fear of danger. Adam finally understood. The island did not hold people with walls, but with normalization. It made the strange ordinary, refusal exhausting, departure unnecessary. He decided to perform. He softened his voice, smiled more, repeated certain phrases, showed progress. The man noticed and approved. Approval here was not a reward, but neglect, and neglect was opportunity. Adam began watching the smallest details. When were the lights turned off? Who monitored the cameras? When was everyone most distracted? He discovered the rituals were not the goal, but a diversion. When everyone turned inward, the outside was ignored. One night, he set a chain of subtle events in motion. A mistimed word, a misleading signal, a door left ajar. It was not chaos. It was a small flaw, and it was enough. He reached the dock. The boat was there, just as he had seen before. It was unguarded because escape was not part of their imagination. As he was about to leave, he heard the man's voice behind him. "I had hoped you would choose to stay." Adam did not turn around. For the first time, he chose silence willingly. When he returned to the mainland, he felt no triumph. He felt noise. The world was loud, unstructured, chaotic, alive. It took time for normal sleep to return. Sometimes he woke up needing to confirm he still possessed the right to refuse. He wrote everything down. No names, no descriptions of the rituals, only the mechanism of control. The island was not shut down, but it was no longer silent. Adam knew the true horror had not been there, but in the idea that a person might surrender themselves without ever being forced. From that day on, he believed that intelligence does not mean understanding everything, but knowing when to leave before understanding begins to fade.